Hello, welcome to another weekly episode of the Beer Fridge Podcast. On this week's episode, it's a brewery showcase.
Real beer, real breweries, real opinions. The Beer Fridge Podcast.
Yes, hello, and welcome to another weekly episode of the Beer Fridge Podcast. As always, whether you listen and watch, make sure you subscribe, hit that ding-a-ling-a-ling to be notified of every single episode. You can show your support by giving us a 5-star rating. You can show your official support by going to patreon.com/Beer Fridge Podcast. The link is in the description. The link for the Discord will also be there as well. Come and join the fun. My name's Gavin. I've got usual drinking friends. I've got MD, I've got Scott, and I've got Callum. Good evening.
Good evening.
Oh,
Hello.
how are you?
I think we've got a wee boy saying hello as well. Love it. We've got our brewery showcase as mentioned this evening, and we are joined by returning guest, not once, not twice. I believe it's hat trick for Steve from Buxton. Good eve, sir.
Good evening, gents. How's it going?
Very
Hello.
Tip top.
It's only the second time.
good. Is it?
Yeah. I wasn't on the first Stanley one. I was on the second. But, yeah.
Well, there we go. I was going to give you a hat trick ball as well. Too bad. Right then, let's see what we're drinking to kick things off.
Let's go around the table.
Right, you're chatting at the bit, Cal. What you got?
Oh, well, you can come back to me at the end after I've spoken about this one because I've just finished Buxton's Right to Roam. The best bitter, 4.2%. It's dedicated to the people who fought for and won the Right to Roam Act in the early 20th century, and it's easy drinking, really, really malty, a bit sweet, pleasing bitterness at the end for me, which is welcome, as my flag foes do. But yeah, it's delicious.
Good stuff. MD?
I am on brand, of course, and I'm on the Monsell Mild, 4.5%. And look at the colour of this bad boy. It's,
Waft.
honestly,
Cement.
it was, I don't know, like, it's one of the ones, you know, when you go rummaging and there was a few really like different styles out of the beers that you said, Steve. So thank you again for that. But this thing came out the fridge, and I thought, this is exactly what is required today. You know, and I'm not going to lie, it lives up to everything that I was hoping for. It's rich, it's malty, it's got a nice kind of like chocolatey vibe, like more dark chocolate. Like I want to say it lingers. It's got a little bit of bitterness, but not like West Coast hoppy bitter, but just like roasty dark chocolate vibe. But it's smooth as anything as well, and it's like
Honestly, you should see a pint of that with a sparkler on cask. Yeah.
honestly,
Just
like,
it's one of our
In my
best
belly.
mid-percentage dark beers. We
It
do it
is.
every year.
I can imagine.
I think it helps that our brewer Sophie, she loves a mild. Like honestly, when you say to her, "Oh yeah, so what's your favourite style of beer?" and she's like, "Dark mild," you're like, "What?" She's like 20 something, you know. But that
Shows
is
good taste, if you ask me.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she loves her beer.
It's really like without it making it sound bad, it's really simple, but the flavors of it are really complex at the same time, you know. And I think that's like a testament to like Sophie that you're saying in terms of making it. But it's like this. I'll probably have this finished in like 3 gulps. That's like how like you just want to tan it, to be completely honest, which I know I shouldn't. But sorry.
That's what you're here for. That's what you're here for. Scott?
So I'm having Lupulus X, which I recognised right away, obviously. 5.4%. This is the Nectaron version, so it's kind of amped up levels of juiciness. I went looking for something to drink relatively quickly and have sort of almost, I was looking for something fruity and juicy. They could basically the exact opposite of what Mark was rummaging for when he went looking in the fridge and come up with effectively 5.4% ABV lilt, which is perfect. Super sweet, pineapples, peaches, all the type of stuff you're looking for from a very good and high caliber hazy IPA. And it's
Yeah,
perfect.
I mean, as a brewery, we're not like verdant levels of haze. We are solid beers, and Lupus X is a legacy series. It's the single hop series that Buxton have always done.
Yep.
It vanished for a while we went through transitions. We brought it back just before Christmas. We were the first brewery in the UK to brew with the new hop called Pink. And then since then we've done Pink, we've done Crush, we've done Vera and Nectaron, and the next one's going to be Vista, which is coming out in a couple of weeks. Vera, I tried it 2 days after packaging and I wasn't keen on it, but then 2 weeks later I was like, absolute stunning. And I do believe that whenever a can gets packaged, I think the hops go through some kind of forcing that kind of the flavour gets all wish-washed. But yeah, the Lupus X series this time around has been not quite as thick, but full of flavour. Always the same base. So if you've got 4 or 5 Lupus X marked up, you know exactly the difference in the hops. And that's kind of sometimes what you need, really.
That beer just reminds me of kind of like round about COVID time or just after COVID, and that came out in the supermarkets, and I remember absolutely loving it. I could not get enough of that.
The Citra version went into supermarkets. It pissed off a lot of trade customers at the time because it had just been promoted as their new beer. I was a trade customer at the time. I owned my own bar, and I bought it on keg and in can. And then, was it 2 days later? It was in Tesco's for £3 a tin. Yeah.
No ideal.
That was previous times.
Right, good idea.
It's a bit of a kick in the ribs, isn't it? But oh well. The Nectaron version's exquisite. It's stunning. Very, very good.
I've got Waking Snakes, American Pale Ale, 5 percentage points. This just is grapefruit. It's piney enough that you can call it American Pale, a little bit of citrus, sweetness as well. And it's bitter enough that you can call it an American Pale for me. It won't hit your scale mark of West Coast vibes, because obviously you are
Bitter as fuck.
Weird.
aye, weird.
And twisted.
However,
I'm
Just right.
there's the right amount of grapefruit coming through in this, and pininess coming through. So that is, definitely worth grabbing. Decent beer, and would honestly have again. Good stuff, Aru. Right, as mentioned, Steve is returning guest this time with Buxton. Let's start off. People that might have just heard the name Buxton and heard us mention it a few times on the podcast. How would you describe Buxton Brewery?
So, most people know Buxton as being one of the pioneers of the craft beer scene in the UK. When they started they led the way with some astonishing collabs with obviously Omnipollo and other breweries around the world. Known for imperial stouts, known for crazy sours. Those times have kind of sadly moved on. Sadly, the previous ownership went into administration in 2024. We were rescued, as so many breweries are, by some people from the local area that saw value in the brand, saw what following we had, and saw good enough to put their own money in to pull us out of the, shall we say. We are now fighting back, building back, starting off with beers like Right to Rome, like Monster Mild, those classic cask beers really that will get us into, as many pubs as we can get into. We also have our beers that we're known for. My next beer will be Axe Edge, which is a legacy beer that everyone will kind of know Buxton for.
Yep.
So we do have our craft beer arm. We do have Lions and Grocer. We do have, your hazy boys. We've got your sours. We've got your imperial stouts. But we also have a good solid core range that will appeal to everyone. The way I pitch us at the moment, we're a good solid brewery that's got a beer for everyone. And I think that's what you need to be in the current climate.
Yeah.
It's with everything that's happening at the moment in the state of let's not go too far down this road that we keep banging on every couple of weeks, but you need to be dynamic, you need to be flexible, you need to be able to be nimble on your feet and go in different directions. So you need to have different arms working in unison and have that ability to be flexible.
Yeah, I mean, we export beers to 21 different countries when there's no wars going on. Because it's cut off a huge part of our market for a couple of months. But, it's funny how traditional English styles are so popular in places like China, in places like Denmark, Sweden. We're one of the only breweries in the UK that's got 4 permanent listings in System Blog out in Sweden. And that's through the work of our team. That's through the solid brewing of our production team and the solid, work from, everyone in the brewery. I think it's easy. And I'm sure I said this when I was on the podcast with Stanley. When you believe in the brewery and you believe in the products on offer, it's easy to sell.
Yeah.
You don't have to blag people.
No.
You just have to find the beer that's suited to them. They'll try it and they'll love it.
ABC. It's that's the aspect of all selling. In fairness, I speak from that same hymn sheet in my line of work, because if you've got something you're passionate about and it's easy to sell, and you've got a passion for it, it's good stuff, then it's just like you said, it is just easy to sell it. You mentioned that kind of community spirit and that the community getting involved to save the brewery. I know the answer is relatively obvious, but how important is that piece to the brewery, but also being based up in the Peak District, the influence of that on the brewery as well?
So obviously we've got a very close brewery that is very well known within the UK. And fully enough, our managing director used to work for Thorbridge. So he knows what the Peak District is all about. And interestingly, until recently, we have very few of the pubs around Buxton serving our beer. Often, when you've got a bar in the centre of town, a tap room opposite your brewery, local customers will shirk at the fact that they can't sell it at the same price as your venues. So what I've done is made it opportunity for these customers to be able to sell it at the same price as us. Because at the end of the day, we've got to support our local venues as well. Yep. We understand that some people won't serve our beer, and that's okay. But in reality, we have lots of great products, and something will appeal to someone. Being integrated into the community is essential for any brewery at the moment. Especially, some people will say we're a big brewery. We're a decent size, but every brewery has the same problems, no matter what size you are. They're just on a bigger scale,
Yeah.
Whether you're producing 1,000 litre batches or 3,500 litre batches, you have the same problems. They're just 3 times as big. And Buxton as a brand, we're here to work with the local community. We're here we have a lot of charity events at our trackside venue, which are always well supported, and we always raise a lot of money for the charities involved. We're not, we're trying to grow because, we've just taken on a new CFO, and the aim is we did 5 million turnover last year. The aim is to double that in the next 3 years. And we're taking the right steps. We're trying to grow easily We're not
Yeah.
trying to overstretch. We're trying to be
Yeah, don't
sensible.
force it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so many breweries, sadly, get on that wave of success. I think, right, we've really got to force this and potentially overstretch, which is sad because you end up losing a really great, brewery because they just didn't kind of have that almost patience.
Yep.
Whereas,
Yeah.
sorry, Callum.
I was just going to say, yeah, it's we spoke about it a while back about, I can't remember which brewery it was that we were talking about, but building that solid foundation and working your way up, whatever the pace is, as long as the pace is right for the brewery, and to build yourself up slowly enough so that it's not like a house of cards that it's all going to come tumbling down. If one part slows down. I mean, you're mentioning your export business to different countries and how much that's been affected. That could be a lot to some breweries. If that's the only string to your bow, then that's going to have a massive effect. But if you've built that foundation,
My example for kind of, there is a brewery that, I'm not going to name breweries, but there is a brewery that sold a lot of product in supermarket, a lot, and they lost sight of selling to their local area, and they had a lot of solid cask beers, like these were epic cask beers, but they just kind of couldn't meet the volume that the grocers demand on essentially 3 to 5 day turnaround. So basically, they place the order day one. By day 5, it's got to be in their warehouse. Sometimes it's shorter. So they stopped selling locally to the trade. You cannot survive on grocer margins.
No,
You absolutely cannot. And it's a shame because, and I've said this before, being in grocery is no longer the golden goose that everyone thinks it is. It's a good, solid churn of income and volume, but you can't survive on it.
No.
The right grocer with the right product is seen as and when it's done correctly, it's seen as a great marketing tool, and you've got to think about it that way from a loss of margin because you wouldn't be putting that money into something else.
Yeah,
but I totally agree with you in that sense that the community and building. I liked what you said right at the start about when obviously I was looking through the different types of beers, but you're talking about core range and you're talking about this is what people know Buxton for. And I think that phrase by itself is like, that's the path that they're on right now. They're not trying to hit what's next, the fad. Like, you're still producing the hazies, whatever it might be that Buxton was known for. But the fact that you were saying, this is what we are known for, so we are trying to make our biggest and most sort of common lines bigger. And by doing that, we're doing it through the trade, by our local community. So we're trying to get the beers that we're best known for on bars. We're trying to provide, like you say, offerings to bars in the local area, match pricing and all that kind of stuff. I think it's the only way, like you say, you can lean on that support, because once it hits the grocer, like you say, and then I know we were joking about it with Gav a few weeks back, the 4 for 3 starts in terms of the pricing model and the whatever it is, that's then starts shrinking. I was doing a bit of work on some grocer stuff earlier, and it was really funny, and I didn't realise it was is it 4 for 3, the 5 for 10, and there was a something for 11 that one offers as well, and I can't remember what. And I'm like, but every time these deals hit, you see the margin break getting lower and lower and lower, and you're like, it makes it so difficult.
Before you guys joined, me, Callum, and Gav were talking about the 4-pack and how the brewery doesn't make any money. The supermarket doesn't make any money. The only winner in that scenario is the consumer, because they are getting a pack of 4 330 cans for, I don't know, £4, £5, whatever. And in reality, I think certain supermarkets made a shift to the 4-pack. They're like the 4-pack, you know. They're so labour intensive for a brewery like us. We've resisted it. Obviously, we're in Tesco's, we're in Morrison's. We've just got into some co-ops, and we're in booths up in the north, and we've got other irons in the fire. But all the way along, my boss has resisted the 4-pack because it's just not worth it. And yeah, that may have lost us some supermarket customers, but it hasn't lost us money.
No.
You
Well,
know?
look at where they put it. If you're saying, like the two E's are saying, because he's, by the way, I need to put you fucking grocers. It's no fucking open all hours. They're supermarkets, fucking grocers. Inside industry speak, absolute cobblers. They're fucking supermarkets.
Off trade.
Christ almighty. Right.
Yeah.
That aside, the
I thought you'd be happy next when the
grocers. No, that aside, the if you're saying it's a marketing tool, the 4-packs aren't a marketing tool, because look at where they fucking put them. You're kicking them every time you walk along the beer aisle.
Aye.
You kick them like they're on the bottom. They're no pride of place. They're not up near the top. Obviously, you've got to fight. Brewdog, who doesn't exist anymore, who kind of exists but doesn't exist. You've still got to fight them in every supermarket in the country for some reason. But your 4-pack
supermarkets been a
placing-
downfall as well. You know what I mean?
Well, the supermarket stuff, but as everybody jumps on the hook because they're like, there's folk asking, like they keep asking and they keep asking and they keep asking. Of course, they keep asking, but they also keep demanding because they know the value, the shelf space that you're selling. They already know it's a marketing ploy. So they're saying, well, I'm wanting it this cheap because if you didn't give me it this cheap, then I'll pick another brewery down the road and I'll put their stuff that place where everybody sees them every week. It's no... It's their product. They see the value, and that's why they've got to where they are. Because you can say a Tunnocks or a McVitie's or a whoever it is, we need it at this time. We need this volume here. And by the way, we're not keeping it forever and ever. You're keeping it, and you have to bring it to us when we ask for it. And you'll have it here the morning, and we're only selling it for this, and this is how much you'll get. But for that, you'll get to be on the middle shelf. And every person that's buying groceries at £100 or £150 a week is going to be there and see it, and they'll 100% walk down that aisle. And that's what we'll do for you. For that, I need it here yesterday, and I need it all bright and sparkly, and it needs to be new. I'm no fucking
And cheap as fuck.
Aye, it needs to be cheap as chips. And we'll just keep squeezing you and squeezing you and squeezing you. So if that's your only avenue, you're burst before you've even started. The effort that you have to put in to get it there is just not worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to be at the right capacity as well. You have to have, you know, we've got 20 tanks, fermentation tanks. We've got 10 3,500 litre, and we've got 10 7,000 litre. And of course, 4 of those 7,000 litre are constantly full of our supermarket beer because of the turnaround. Because they go, oh, we were really busy last week. We suddenly want 3 pallets of this beer and 2 pallets of that beer. And we go, okay, we've got it in tank. We'll pack it. Do you think a brewery, you know, that only has 1,000 litre brew length can you know, fulfill that?
No chance.
You can.
Exactly.
No, and anything else, definitely not.
So where making it to the supermarket looks, you've got eyes. You've got eyes on your product. You've got eyes on your brand.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody wants. But if you don't have other avenues to support that, because in reality, grocer is only a churn. It's only turnover. It's only volume to make your other brews cheaper. It's only money in the door. Because, yes, they take a long time to pay, but they pay on time. So you know when that money... and you know that volume's going out. So actually, the cost of your other brews. It's all in the turns and stuff. But
So interesting, Tom.
Yeah. Then people go, oh right, I bought fresh pulp from Tesco's. 6% New England IPA. Really loved it, quite juicy. I'm in Buxton. I've just walked past the Buxton shop in Spring Gardens. I'll go see what they've got. Oh, I'll pick up a 4.2% kind of best bitter, you know, and then it, that's what you hope for, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
brewery, that's what you have. Oh, I'll go to the tap house because I'm in Buxton. I'll have a meal and a couple of pints. I'll use the web shop code that is on the Beer Fridge podcast and do a web shop order. And just see, because it's all well and good being in supermarkets. Most brands our size are not in all stores of all the supermarkets.
Nah.
Yep.
So,
Big and large stores.
Big and large, right?
yeah. I mean, we're lucky. We've got one of the legacy brands of Tesco's. Kingslayer has been in Tesco's. I think it's the first ever double IPA in a supermarket on the shelf, and it's still there. It's gone through a rebrand, but it's still there. Axe Edge is in a lot of Morrison's, probably all of them, I think. And that's a legacy beer for us as well. But they're always solid, always solid. Axe Edge fresh from the tank is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's
what you want. I've realised something, Steve. I was that eager to get to a conversation. I never actually asked you what you were drinking.
Oh, so I started off with Right to Roam like Cal did. But then, it didn't last as long as I hoped.
That's
You never do.
In my beer X glass that I'm not sure I was supposed to take away with
nice.
me, but I did.
100%. 100%.
I've nearly finished another one, so
What you got?
You're on a mission.
Here's the mission.
so I've
Anybody would think you were gearing up to go on holiday the way you're carrying.
I'm in I've been on holiday mode for about 3 weeks, mate. So I'm drinking Weisskel, Adventurer in Deutschland.
Snap.
Dry hopped Berliner Weiss, and it is. Do you know what? It's the perfect sour beer for me because it is a wee bit tart. There's that kind of acidity, that sour acidity, but it's also hoppy enough that it just balances that shit out, and it's not overpowering.
It's about 1.4% higher than a traditional Berliner Weiss because we think 4.8 is, one of the perfect ABVs to make a beer. We currently serve it in our bars traditionally, so either as you're drinking it now, naked, or with raspberry syrup.
Unflavoured and then splashed over the top.
Yeah,
nice.
absolutely. I think,
No, I tried to do that with that particular style at West and got frowned upon because it was too much of a ball ache, so we'll just flavour it beforehand. And I was like, it's such a cool concept that you can come into a bar and you might like raspberry, you might like passion fruit, you might like peach, whatever it is, and you can add that shit to the beer.
How
Then you can have
cool was it when we did it in Berlin? We did it with the apricot, and it was apricot, blueberry, raspberry, strawberry. The whole works. It was just like sat in front of you, your beers, and then whatever jam you fancy.
Exactly. That's
if you're in one of the best beer countries in the world, and it's okay for them to make a fruity beer, But the minute you ask someone, I think, like we said at the start, we are doing a lot of traditional styles. We've got a brew team that's really not just keen to bang in the next hazy to the fermenter. Our American brown is actually pretty solid on cask. It's really good. Weissquell, we're taking it to all the festivals this year and serving it naked and syrup. Obviously, we've got Fest beer coming up for Oktoberfest, of course. Our production director's got a history in lager. He's originally Camden House before it was purchased, shall we say, and he knows his beer. And it's really good to work with one of our brewers used to work for Black Iris in Nottingham.
Yep.
Banging hazies and stouts. I mean, I live in Nottingham, so I'm in a very good beer city.
Yeah.
Sadly, Nottingham Craft Beer Festival's this weekend. It's one of the best beer festivals in the UK now. But I'm getting sent to Denmark on Friday, so.
shame.
Such a hard life.
World problems.
Yeah, there's a beer festival. We've got a tap takeover in Copenhagen, and there's a beer festival in Eidsberg that's in the streets of Eidsberg. Saturday 1 till 6. So yeah,
Copenhagen is a better.
Oh, that bleeds.
I was going to say Copenhagen surely is a better drinking city than Nottingham. I'm just putting it out there.
but Nottingham Craft Beer Festival is what I'm missing, and it is a sensational festival. Like honestly, it's not heard of enough. It's just really good vibes every time it's on. It's pay as you go as well, so you drink as much as you want.
Yeah, that's good.
I like it. Did you switch, Callum? Did you say?
I've spoke about it. The Vice beer.
Oh, I thought you'd went on to another one.
One thing, I'm actually really excited to try that, right? But I've got to admit, when I seen the cans, whoever posted the picture on their group chat, it was either Callum or Gav, one whoever posted it first, right? And whoever posted it first, I was saying, right? But there was I seen Vice, and I was like, finally, somebody's done a good wheat beer. And then the can came, and it was Berliner Weiss, and I was like, Mark and his sour beers is going to have to fight this one down. And I was like, but everything you're saying sounds really good. So
at production meeting last year, I actually said Vice beer, but it got poo-pooed. So we'll try it. We'll try again next year.
That's fine by me.
Why do these breweries not listen to the sales teams, eh?
Well, it's just me. So
No, he doesn't get listened to either.
No,
I do. I'm really lucky that even going from Stanley and RIP. Well, I say RIP. Chris is trying to keep the legacy alive, but where no one had really heard of our brewery, but I managed to get us, some good traction to a brewery like Buxton was a massive step up for me, but actually the production team, the whole team made it really easy because we all believe in the product that we sell, and it's really collaborative. There's a few beers coming out that I've named. There's a few beers coming out that everyone's a bit like, should we go with that? But actually we have, because it gives us a point of difference from brewers that just bang out the hazes all the time or bang,
I think it's funny how, from my point of view, and obviously deal like in the sales, I think it's really important that you can offer like points of difference to customers and styles. It's really important, especially if you're able to, and what you're saying, you're passionate about it, that you can explain to a customer like why they need a mild in their life, why they need a Berliner Weiss in their life, why, like, what kind of customers that's going to bring in, like all this sort of stuff. It's really different. Like you go into a bar and it's the same shit that you see week in, week out, and you're like, or even when there is rotational lines, that is perfect for like Buxton and whoever it is, that because you can put something on, actually that was really good, let me try something else that they've got, let me try something else, and all that kind of stuff. But it's when you go in, like I was in town and in Edinburgh, and I walked into a bar that has quite traditionally got 4 taps that rotate, and they had Camden Hells, Camden Pale, Beavertown, Gamma Ray, and then they had a Stewart's Brewing beer on. That was their 4 rotational.
Oh, adventurous.
But that was it. But it was like, lager, pale ale, and generic IPA, Beaver, and then what Stewart's had on. I think it was Radical Road actually, which I was like,
that would be the best beer.
6.5%, West Coast IPA basically, and I'm like, right, class. But it's just try something. Like people need to understand that there's more styles out there rather than stout, lager, and IPA.
I'll be honest though, sometimes it's the price point. It really is. You know what I mean? If they're buying Hell's, Pale, and Beavertown, and Gamma Ray, they're blatantly getting a multi-buy deal on that a brewery even our size can't match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as a pub, you can't walk away from it if you know it's people that know it, and you're going to go and you're like, well, why would I do anything different? I'm going to punt this. It's going to go.
Absolutely, at the moment, especially, the value at the taps is what customers are looking for. But when you get that stat that only 12p a pint is profit, you've got to buy it in as cheap as you can.
Yeah.
You know, it's a vicious circle for the trade at the moment. It really is.
What's the pint prices in Nottingham like? Here's just a generic salesman question for you. But
it depends, because we do have a lot of like Stonegate venues and places like that. And I drink in like more specialist craft venues, which are, 6.8s and 7s and dippers. And,
All right, Steve, someone's doing well. Cracking.
I'm not telling you how much a pint. When one of our customers, so I obviously sell beer now, and one of our customers opened a new venue, and they had an ale whale beer on, and it was obviously like, I don't know, 10 quid a third or whatever, so 30 quid. But obviously, you're never going to try it again, you know what I mean? And you don't want to buy a can of it at 20 quid in case it's, But honestly, it's the best beer I've drunk this year. But yeah, I mean, pints in general, they're pushing up towards 7 quid.
yeah,
And, it's... we flew from Nottingham East Midlands Airport. We went to Greece last week, and I paid $7.95 for a pint of Castle Rock Session, which decent enough beer. It's in the supermarket. Yes, solid enough. It's $7.95 in the airport. I didn't think that was too bad. But then you look at, there's something in the Sun on their socials the other day about pints in airports hitting 8-9 quid, and you're like, what do you expect? It's some of the most expensive rented real estate in the country for it to operate on.
It's funny you mentioned airport. I did an airport event last week, and they basically, part of their thing was they have a captive audience, and they know that. So if you go into there's a chain that has a site on the dry side of an airport, and then like a Mickey D's on the dry side, and then a Mickey D's or a Burger King, one of the two, on the fly side. And they were like, the difference, if you walked in and bought a Big Mac or whatever the heck the meal was on the dry side, it was a tenner. But when you came through security, it was 15 quid. and but that's the whole thing. It's like, well, you're not going anywhere. People are going to buy whatever it is, and you're just like...
And everyone goes, fuck it, I'm on holiday.
That's it. It's like,
what you got to do is starve.
No, exactly.
So
the only way you can't get away with that is if you're fucking Pret, in which case you're just ripping the pants off folk on base.
I used to work for a famous pub chain that has a very unliked chairman, and they have a lot of airport pubs, and they do their best to try and keep the prices as low as possible because they make their money through volume and through food and stuff like that. And we flew from Stansted last year. The first time I've been to an airport pub for a long time. And I came out thinking, actually, that was borderline getting on expensive, whereas there used to be, actually, that was really cheap for an airport. Right. But it's the rent. As soon as a landlord sees a successful business, they think, contract says 5% increase. Let's put a 5% increase on everything. Because they're busy. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're successful.
Exactly. How's Stansted Airport, Callum?
Shite.
3 weeks away from your house.
It was fucking 18 postcodes away from Gav.
You may as well have flown into East Midlands, mate. It's close enough.
Birmingham.
Fuck you.
You're not flying for Stansted, are you?
They came down
instead because of a clerical error.
There was nothing clerical about it. It was cha-ching.
Well, it was cheaper. Callum's a cleric, hence why he couldn't stump up the money for the flight.
We were coming down to Gav's down in Eastbourne, and I chose the flights that went to Stansted as opposed to the flights that went to Gatwick. And Gav had kindly offered to pick us up from the airport, but he had to drive from Eastbourne to Stansted as opposed to Gatwick.
2.5 hours.
It was an oversight on my part, so apologies for that.
Gatwick, 45 minutes. Stansted, 2.5 hours. Steve, talk to me about this beer, double back, New Zealand double IPA.
So we brewed it for export before Christmas, and it flew out. So we brewed it again recently. I think I sent it to you guys like 2 days after it was packaged, fresh off the line. It is one of our best beers in the last year. It's not a full-on haze bomb. It's using, New Zealand hops. Some of them you've never heard of, like Rokita.
There's two that I've never heard of.
Yeah. So we work really closely with Charles Fairham, the hop supplier in the UK, and because we're decent customers and because they like our brewing director, we get a lot of hops when they come in quite small batches, some of them. So the batch of pink that we brewed with before Christmas was very scarce. And I think only 2 breweries managed to brew with it. You talked on the Hop Farm episode about the process of how long it takes to develop a hop to full commercial.
Crazy.
It is ridiculous. It is crazy, and some won't even make it. So we used to do for Beerex, funny enough, with Fairham's. We used to use a lot of their experimental hops, HBC, whatever number. We used to do single hop series called Hop Heats, and they used to do it at a hop tasting event at Beerex. But this year, there just wasn't enough experimental hops around to do it, so we didn't.
No, you've got a couple of wee teehees, no?
Yeah, it's just the only hop in abundance currently at the moment, funny enough, is Citra, because of all the breweries going bust that had them on their contract. So especially apparently when Brewdog went bust, the Citra market crashed because there was so much available.
I'm not surprised about the amount of beer they produced before.
But it's hops.
You've got Nelson Sova in Wyoming.
Miami,
Kahitu
and Wahiti.
Yeah. I mean, we could go with all the normal New Zealand hops that everybody uses, but everyone uses them, so everyone's tried that hop,
Well, if you've got the relationship to drive it, some weird and wonderful stuff, you might as well use it because
absolutely.
That's what people want from New Zealand hops. You want kind of weird and wonderful. You want something off the wall and kind of tropical, but if you can get tropical with a twist on top of tropical, then that's what you're looking for.
Sorry, Steve, carry on.
What we tried to do as well is we tried to use as many British ingredients in our beers as we can. So with most of our hazies, we actually use quite a lot of UK hops, like Harlequin and stuff like that, grown in all parts of the UK. It's something that we were the first brewery to put a all English ingredient NEPA into the supermarket with Girl from Mars back in the day. It's something that British hops will not get developed unless people use them. So,
did that beer Girl from Mars not get a lot of nonsense recently with people calling it because it was AI and all that crap?
So there is the whole what I like to call the Jiminy Cricket of the craft beer world.
Yeah,
of the craft beer world. Yeah. So basically, the confusion was that we, like every brewery ever does, brews a new iteration of a beer. We call it Boy from Venus. Our designer designed a completely new label. The designer of Girl from Mars was not involved in the slightest. But what seemed to get transversed or whatever was...
This is Ed Sheeran in the court trying to defend his tunes.
Yeah, so
here we go.
Whoever brought this up basically said, we took his label and put it through AI to create a label. But it came about that they said he did the original artwork for this new beer, and then we just used AI to do it. But he was nothing to do with this new beer. And I get it. I get that artists, AI is a really emotive subject at the moment with artists. And, the Waking Snakes beer that you drank there, that artist, Emily Redfern, she did a series of our beers. She also did animations for Lidl or Aldi in their adverts and stuff. But we do use artists, I don't know. It's one of those things that got lost in translation.
Aye.
You know how everyone has a bit of a
But
drama.
it just snowballed into this like almost kind of Chinese whispers type of thing, and
Yeah,
it just
no,
got more
that's
extravagant each time.
That's exactly what happened. But the original artist, you know, the girl from Mars Artwork was the original company.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever went on is by the by. We did not use this guy's art, and they're not paying for it, which is what it eventually became.
Yeah.
You know, we've got our own artist, Tom. He designs most of our labels at the moment, and yeah, it's if we don't use someone like Emily, or I mean, all our core beers, so like Axe Edge and stuff, it's still photographs taken by an artist, and he's done most of our core range. So we then just made a label out of his photos. But yeah, anything that's a bit more artsy is done by a guy called Tom.
Nice. To use
The
the
good
name
thing
of the
about
beer.
Tom is he works 24/7, and he's also known as Claude to his friends, isn't he? I'm joking.
Generally,
You knew that was coming, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You'll meet Tom and you'll be like, yeah, you're an artist. You're a designer. You know what I mean?
So that's the prerequisite. It's got to
To
be
use-
something that's
you know,
proper
there's-
original.
There's some brewers that use AI for all their labels because they can't afford a designer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fair enough.
One of my friends' breweries, they went to a designer and they was like, yeah, 900 quid. They're like, what?
Right then.
You know what I mean? They produce like 400 cans and a few kegs. And
Here, I'm in the wrong game, by the way. 100% I'm in the wrong game.
But you can imagine we were looking. I was talking the other week about Treehouse, right?
Yeah.
How much do you think the boy that spray painted the corny kegs charged?
Oh,
He dipped them, he powder dipped them, and then lacquered them to hell in purple. And you can only imagine what they charged for that.
right.
To hang them and dry them and all that kind of stuff. Unless it's one of their mates that to dip that.
Yeah.
Unless they were getting a motor done or something at the same time.
The designer we had at Stannery, we paid him in beer, essentially. You know what I mean? He was a regular, and we paid him in beer because they couldn't afford, 900 quid a label. No,
That's good though. He sits at our bar. He sits at our bar in our tap room and draws our labels. That's good. Drinking our beer for you. That's a good story to tell.
We had our own sound engineer as well.
I'd take that
If I was an artist, you fucking sign me up for that gig.
I've seen your Colin.
Draw me fucking 12 labels a year and we'll pay you in free beer. Okay, thanks.
Get your Creole out, why don't you? To use the name of the beer and double back here onto said beer. What is deceptive and like you said, that it's using different hops, New Zealand hops. This is going to be something different for anybody that's had a New Zealand dipper before, or even a New Zealand IPA before. For the simple reason that at 8%, your head says a dipper is going to be super thick. This is the complete opposite. It's very drinkable and very light, surprisingly.
Absolutely. It's super drinkable and it makes it a bit dangerous, to be fair.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah. Our double IPAs aren't New England double IPAs.
Yeah.
They are the traditional sense of the double IPA.
Aye.
They're an IPA doubled. Yes, what our main double IPA is in a supermarket. In general, even when you buy it from a supermarket, it tastes just as good because it's stable enough. Yeah, you get a hot fade because it's not a refrigerated shelf. But I think everyone. I mean, I love hazy New England dipper.
I don't see it as a negative, bro. I don't see it as a negative. I think
absolutely.
it's like you said. It's a different with the different hops that I've never tried before. I know it's going to be different from the start, but then when I get that, it's light and that limey kind of zestiness that comes through in it as well, and that white wine grape on it that
The difference
I really like as well. It's different and I like it.
The difference for me is that if there's a beer that's an 8% double IPA and it tastes light but it's alcoholic at the same time, it becomes unpleasant. Whereas if it's light and fresh and crushable, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, and if it doesn't taste like 8%. So that's an asset, is that it's It's
Yeah.
the flavours are there. It does what you're hoping that it's going to do, and it's just light.
Our most dangerous beer at the moment is called Squidge Tropical. It's a macaron smoothie sour, and it's the first time we've ever tried a smoothie sour. So we went straight in at 8%, and it's literally like breakfast juice. And you could get through 2 cans of it and you're like, oh,
Macaron smoothie smooth.
You adding that to your
Smoothie
basket,
sour,
Mark?
yeah.
I'm looking at it right this very second,
It is, it's super fruity. It's packed
That's
with-
got-
It seems like a fantastic thing to put the code at the bottom, Beer Fridge Podcast listeners.
That's got
Yeah.
nothing on that hangs anything around my neck at all. This is everything.
If you're not able to watch the video, we do have a discount code. Steve's kindly given us this 20% off. Beer Fridge Pod 20, all capital letters. Beer Fridge Pod 20 for 20% off at Buxton Brewery. Mark, are you going to use that, or are you going to pay full price?
I'm going to put it in 3 times and hopefully it works.
He's going to sign up. He's going to sign up to the Buxton newsletter and hope he gets 40.
Not at all.
Cannot double up on discounts, Mark. It's an absolute.
You know, the first thing that's in my basket actually was the Sock and Buskin dry gin when I went down this list. And I thought,
Amazingly.
So we've got a cocktail bar in town called Sock and Buskin, and our bartender Jake is like super passionate about cocktails and local spirits. So we actually went to a distillery in Staffordshire and literally made our own gin, not just like bought a white label. We literally made our own to serve in our bars. It's that kind of, we serve, as local cider as we can. It's about the whole, we want people to go there to drink our beer, but we do understand that some people don't drink beer.
That's the problem. That's the problem that we've all that we always find. My wife and I going to a craft beer establishment is that there is, and I've tried, right, and I know you guys. I've got your wives and partners on the game in terms of beer, right. I'm trying my hardest.
you did it wrong.
But well, that's what she said. She just kind of got on board with beer, and when we go to a bar and there isn't anything for her to drink, it's an issue, and it often means that we don't stay, and it's a real shame. Offer a bottle of Gordon's Pink Gin,
Can we ask for a rephrase on the game, please? At some point, that would be good. I'll let you work that one back. We'll let you double back to that one.
I'll stand by that. I'll stand by that.
Well, you'll have
Yeah, my wife was.
I'll let you live that down.
Beer when I got there, but she loves the sour beer now. Like, just can't get enough. She doesn't like the really thick ones, but yeah, absolutely into it. But she still prefers prosecco and stuff. So.
See, my problem is my wife drinks the solid beers that I like. Her favourites.
Your beers, mainly.
My beers. She's like, oh, there's a big parade. And I'm like, fuck off.
Aye.
I think you'll find
You
that is
can
mine.
fucking beak parade yourself right down to Beacon. Get yourself one.
Right.
March on. Steve, what beer in the lineup best represents Buxton right now? I'm going to get through some of these questions that I've written down.
Yeah, Axe Edge. Absolutely.
Well, there we go.
It came,
and then the tangent begins again.
No.
it came 50 in
agreeing.
the top 50 last year. We Are Beer's top 50, which I think was pretty low for it, really, when you looked at Tennant's being.
Well,
like
that
19.
no offense, that list is a farce because it's like
It is a farce, yeah.
it's full
But,
of just macro shit.
It's one of our longest beers that we've ever brewed. It's still there. It went through a few iterations a couple of years ago, but we've got it back to solid IPA, drinkable at 6.8. Pete Brown's doing something about it on Sunday in the Times, so
Excellent.
he must think it's good.
It's a fucking time machine beer. See, when you open it and you have it, it's like, honestly, it's like what IPAs were like when we were drinking them way back. Like when you were getting them from wherever you were getting them. They're bitter enough. It's grapefruity enough. It just kills it on kind of
It's what
every
an
level.
IPA
It's
should
tremendous.
be. None of this.
Ah,
fucking
exactly. It's none of
New
this
England pish. Correct. Good luck.
super cloudy, super duper fruity, and I think there's maybe a space for them than Mark does, but I think it's great fruity. It's got the kind of
We do have
complexity of
a
flavour.
new version, actually. We do have
Oh,
the
there we
absolute
go.
version. Acts the power of X. So basically, just go out with oats and stuff rather than
Yeah.
rather than this. But
Is that in Morrison's?
yes, it's in Morrison. They're both in Morrison's, funny enough.
This might have the same answer. What Buxton beer would you give someone who says they don't like beer?
Dark mild.
That is such a subjective question, isn't it? Really.
That's why it's a question.
In reality, I would go with Stacked, gluten-free 5.2 West Coast, because it's not quite as punchy as Axe Edge, but it's not quite as Waking Snakes, which you drank earlier, is one of our best beers this year, in my opinion. But Stacked is my go-to.
Yep.
Obviously, I have quite a lot of Buxton beer in my fridge because I work for them. So
Naturally.
whenever I open my fridge, Stacked is normally the go-to. The only reason it's not tonight is because I didn't send you any. But yeah, it is a good solid beer. It's not too West Coast, which is a shame. But we have to produce these beer styles that kind of are generic without using the word generic. You know, they appeal to a lot of people in the core range, and that's because it's core beer. You know, but yeah, it's an absolute sipper at 5.2, and you know, perfect.
On the road to the West Coast, then. No,
Yeah. It is bitter, but it's not like kick you in the nuts bitter. You know.
Fair point.
You can't go pissing about with it. The Swedes will not drink it. You don't keep it the way it is. The Swedes will not drink it.
Funny enough, Stacked is one of our permanent lines in System Blogger in Sweden.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm on your website reading the articles, isn't
it? We sent 23,000.
I like the sound of the strong ale. That sounds.
Yeah, so it's probably the same recipe that our Christmas beer was last year. We did ale of Christmas past, and we did an old ale. So 6% on cask. It was absolutely blinding. And this is the thing, we are doing traditional styles and old ale. Not many people make old ales these days, but we have to now because we send it out to Sweden. But yeah,
I was going to say the Scandies will love that stuff. Like
honestly, the amount of old English beer styles that Asia and Scandinavia, they just lap it up.
Well, you can't drink a New England hazy out of Horn, can you? It doesn't work.
Harrow, shitty walk, take on a pre.
What beer style needs more love in the UK scene? Oh, I shouldn't have pushed that button.
What beer style needs more love in the UK scene? I'm going to say West Coast. I'm going to say West Coast because I think, don't get me wrong, some West Coast by UK breweries have way too much pine. Way too much pine. Like, they don't get the sweetness right because of the pine.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a well-balanced West Coast, it is something to behold. I love a hazy like the next person, not MD, obviously. But, you know...
Well, I like them, but they're just...
He's on a fucking lager street. He's on a soapbox in it.
No. My thing is, like, if you're going to flood the market with the same shit, then like you've got to differentiate yourself. Whereas, like a proper West Coast, like Steve did, has got like it's totally different to the usual stuff that you drink. Good lager is like there's a reason why the Germans and the Czechs have been making it for hundreds and thousands and millions of years, and that there's nowhere to hide. It's totally good flavour. And it's crushable. So I will die on those hills until Flip Flop Magoo decides to change his mind and pick up something else that tickles his fancy. But at the moment, that's where I am. So.
I'll give you 3 months. Tell us about the Buxton Tap House.
So yeah, Tap House in the centre of Buxton is in the old the Crescent. It's in one of the edges of the Crescent. 18 lines of Buxton goodness. Incredible menu. Our chef Dan, he has elevated taproom food to something special. If you're in Buxton, go there on a Sunday and have one of our Buxton roast dinners. They are exceptional. And I know everyone's like, oh, it's just a roast dinner. Not this roast dinner. You know? And in reality, it's smaller than you'd have thought. But yeah, it's the perfect way to spend a Sunday. Good beer, good food. Or any day, to be honest.
Aye.
As long as it's a day with day in it, then it's fine.
Right. I've got a wee quick fire.
By the way,
I don't have to push a button. I couldn't save it there. Sorry, Cal.
fine, mate. It's fine. That's all right. I was just going to say, since there was a lull in conversation, the mild's incredible. It's really, really nice. I love it. It's everything that Mark said. It's not overly heavy, but it's got everything that you want. It's malty, chocolatey, a wee bit of bitter, a wee bit of sweetness. Lovely.
Lovely, jubbly. Right, Steve, some quick fire for you. Pachow. I don't know what that was. There's only 4. One I already know the answer. So here we go. Cask or keg?
Cask,
West Coast, East Coast.
West Coast.
Lager you secretly love.
Testegen.
That's pretty good, actually. Most overrated beer.
Oh, I'm part of the industry. I have industry friends.
Pow!
Get digging.
Most overrated beer. Oh,
Easy.
Say it and I'll bleep it for you.
Nah.
I think Putty, the tipper version.
Yeah.
I just think that's a good
That's
choice.
a good
I
shout.
love Verdon. I'm a massive Verdon fan. King of May is exceptional.
Oh, mate. Oh, quickly forget about that. Oh, my God.
But Putty, the tipper version is not not for
It's
me.
all hype, isn't it? Like you say, it's.
We speak about it every year. They get enough out of this one.
Stimulates sales in January, doesn't it? Stimulates sales in the highest month of the year.
Bingo.
But I love Verdon.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, Putty, tipper, not for me.
I don't disagree, in fairness. I purposely never tried it this year because I had it last year and I was like, why did I get this? Why did I spend 12 quid on this? And yep.
Because you saw you coming.
Yeah, they did. All right, they did. Got me hook, line, and sinker. Steve, where is, well, I've mentioned it already briefly, but let's round it off. Best place for people to get Buxton beer.
Trackside. It's event space, tap house bar across the way from the brewery. You can also book a brewery tour and a tasting. So you can have a little bit of a show around the brewery, have a tasting in Trackside, get it as fresh as possible. It's literally rolled across the car park from the packaging. That would be the best place to try it. And obviously tap house in the centre of town if you want a bit more of an elevated meal rather than the old tap room burger. But yeah, I mean, there's Buxton everywhere at the moment. We're getting it far and wide. But the best are obviously from the source.
From the source.
As a purveyor of a menu, I have to.
Oh, here we go.
No, here he
I have
goes.
to have to commend the tap house. Unbelievable. Take me. By the way, you could take me there. You could take me there.
You talking about
in the
food?
morning and leave me for the day. Unbelievable.
All right. What's
Chef Dan used to work at a restaurant in Manchester.
I'm having the full. I'm having the full
So-
16 pints, as the Irish boy for Instagram says. I'm there for the day.
So when are you booking your train to Nottingham?
Carolina boneless thighs. I'll just. leave it at that.
We'll be at Gravity Festival. We'll see you at Gravity.
Aye, but it's
Oh,
not the
yes.
same, is it?
Aye, we'll still need comes in though.
Is it bringing the chef with you? Like, we're in.
Aye, is he coming?
That's what McGill's worried about. He's full. He's
By
full.
the way, listen. Like, there's a breakfast menu.
Go on then.
That's enough. No, I'll just
Yeah.
leave it at that. There's a breakfast
That's true.
menu.
That's true.
You have our own sausage, hash browns, eggs, full English, like a large full English, which is, I mean, I don't know what the other full English is
big-
on the menu.
the big
for,
and
but
large?
that's fine. Small and large, apparently. Although like there's it's $4.50 difference in the price. I mean, if you're not hooked on for the big one with that difference in price or something, what we like.
The price of artisan food is through the roof at the moment.
I know, but this menu's tremendous.
He's in.
It's incredibly well priced and stuff as well.
What he's not telling you is the other. What he's not
been.
telling you is the other tab is the train. He's looking at trains.
100%. I've got my order in one. I've got the news on another one. I've got the menu for the places on another. I'm there. Basically, I'm drinking the beer. Basically, I'm having a holiday there. You've got to be immersed in these things when you've got.
No, that's true. That's true. Also, like we said, go to the web shop as well. Use the code Beer Fridge Pod 20. Get yourself 20% off. Steve, you are obviously, as of now, a guest on the podcast. You are also a listener and a Discord member, which we one like to thank you for, and two, question why.
I've got to fill my day with something while I'm trying to sell beer. You know what I mean? Got to get my news.
What an endorsement! Got to
get my news from a reliable source, haven't I? I mean, when Callum just reads beer today, it's just better than what we're reading beer today myself. You know?
Oh, they've fucking stopped. They've stopped all their new beer shit. So I'm gonna have to try and find something else.
It's actually going
You have to get an Instagram.
Get Claude on it. I'll get Claude on it. That'll be fine.
When he's not drawing pictures for you, he can get
brilliant.
That's good. It's multi-purpose.
Nice, that's true. He has multi-purpose. As always, when you watch and listen, make sure you subscribe, hit that ding-a-ling-a-ling to be notified of every single episode. Show your support, because a 5-star rating, show your official support by heading to patreon.com/beer Fridge Podcast. You get every single episode a week early and some extra bits as well. Like I said, use that code on the Buxton web shop, Beer Fridge Pod 20. Get yourself 20% off your purchase of, I think we can safely say, some lovely tasting beers that I would happily purchase again.
Correct.
For sure.
Fucking, you are. Aye, well done, boys. There, backing me up there.
Nah.
Fucking,
Double
I'm
back.
actually
It's
on the
incredible.
website as you were saying it, so I kind of see it.
they're using the code. Fair play. Fair play. As always, till next time. Cheers. Bye.
Toodaloo.
Cheers, guys.